Sometimes Donald Trump's outbursts against journalists are warranted. After all, most of the mainstream media has been stacked against him from his first election campaign, and there's plenty to call them out for, as we're always first to do. But other times, it's right to call out when the president gets it wrong. Let's watch again that degrading exchange with a reporter on Air Force One who was asking Trump about the Epstein files.
Yeah, if there's nothing incriminating in the file, sir, why are you acting as a...
Look, I'm sure she's tough enough to cop it. You have to have a thick skin in this game, but it's still beneath him. More concerning, though, attempts by the president to shut down scrutiny of his controversial guest in the White House, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, for whom he literally rolled out the red carpet. When a journalist dared ask about the shocking 2018 murder and dismemberment of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, a killing the CIA has said was ordered by the Crown Prince, Trump sprung to his guest's defense.
Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news, ABC fake news. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen, but he knew nothing about it.
Oh, please. I don't think even the Crown Prince understood why he was defending him here. He's looking down at his hands. But I do understand the stakes here. I know Trump's main game is to get Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords and normalize relations with Israel. A very worthy goal, no doubt. And the Saudis have also promised to lift investments in the US to $1 trillion. But the attempts to sanitize the Crown Prince's record doesn't sit well.
You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
It's just you ask, Mr. President, if you allow me to answer. And it's painful and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen again.
Not entirely convincing, but bin Salman at least expressed some sympathy over the murder. It's the same uncomfortable feeling I get seeing Trump cozying up to Syrian president and former al-Qaeda branch leader Ahmed al-Sharaa. Al-Qaeda was, after all, the group behind the September 11 attacks, helped by at least 2 Saudi officials.
It's the best fragrance. Come here, please.
I have more here, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Okay. So what we'll do is just take that, Joe, put it in, and then the other one is for your wife. How many wives? You guys I never know.
I mean, who else could ask how many wives someone has? Light moments like that are funny. Don't get me wrong, I love them. But they also do help to launder the image of a former terrorist. Then again, maybe it's a case of keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Joining me now is a very special guest on the U.S. Report, Republican Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, thanks for joining me. I want to start with our very own e-safety commissioner here in Australia, Julie Inman-Grant, who I exclusively revealed this week on Sky News, had been summoned to give evidence before Congress into how our laws and her enforcement of them threaten the free speech of Americans. In a scorching letter signed off by you, she's also been accused of being a zealot for global takedowns and facilitating a global censorship regime. First of all, Congressman, the big question, has Julie Inman-Grant agreed to your request yet?
No, she hasn't, but, you know, she knows how to get to the United States. She was just here not too long ago, meeting out at Stanford with a bunch of other people who we found in our investigation last Congress were involved in the censorship effort that was undertaken by the Biden administration here in the United States. Big government working with big tech and big academia to censor American speech. And so she was just here talking with all those folks. So we thought we'd invite her back to talk to our committee, particularly in light of the situation where she wanted a global takedown of some bad content, I understand, but she wanted to impose Australia's rules on the United States. And we have a First Amendment that we take pretty darn seriously. So we're opposed to that kind of global takedown order from a foreign country. We want to talk to her about all that. We hope she accepts our invitation and comes and speaks.
At the moment, the request is voluntary, I understand, and you've given her a 2-week deadline to appear. If she declines to voluntarily appear, though, what legal powers, if any, do you have to compel her?
Well, we hope she just comes. Like I said, she knows she's just been to the United States. It's not like she hasn't been here before. We would welcome her back to talk to the committee. I mean, after all, when she had the debate with Elon Musk and X, or formerly Twitter, she felt like content should be taken down globally because of what she said should happen because of the law you have there in Australia. So we think she should want to come back and explain all that to us. So we hope that she does.
Well, she's certainly not afraid to travel. We had some reports here recently that revealed that she'd spent a lot of taxpayer money on travel for herself and her staff. But Congressman, you mentioned global takedowns. When I put questions to Julie Inman Grant about this letter and your request, a spokesman for her office said, our Outline Safety Act does not require global takedowns, and quote, there's nothing we're doing that prevents American companies from displaying whatever they want to Americans. But there have, of course, been some high-profile examples where the e-safety commissioner, as you allude to, has tried to force platforms like Elon Musk's X to take down content globally.
Yeah, we're very concerned about this trend that we see in other Western nations. We see it in the EU with their Digital Services Act, Online Safety Act in the UK and others, where it's like they want to apply their standard to America, where we have a First Amendment. So we're very nervous about that. We're also nervous about what it means for American business, because there's potential for fines of certain percentage of global revenue for some of these American technology companies. That is right. That's huge amounts of money. So it's almost like either follow our rules and apply them globally, or there could be a shakedown coming. So we're concerned about all that. And we had last Congress, one of our, a couple of our witnesses in front of the committee. One was a journalist from Canada, and I thought she was great, Rupa Subramanya. She said one of the hallmarks of Western culture is free debate, free expression. And it always starts off, we want to limit this harmful content. And look, we all understand that, but it never stops there. It goes to censorship of political speech. And as RFK Jr. testified in a similar hearing, he said, when you look at history, it is never the good guys who are for censorship. It is always the bad guys. And that's what we don't want to have, is this censorship regime that we see being pushed in other places. We don't want to come in here. We hope it doesn't happen over there, because, again, Western culture is about free expression.
Well, I fear it's a little bit too late for us here in Australia, and I know a lot of our viewers are concerned about the infringements on their free speech rights here. We don't have the First Amendment, of course, but they are cheering you on, a lot of our viewers, let me tell you. Let's move on to what is happening in the MAGA movement, and it seems like there's been something of a split after U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene was labeled a traitor by the president. I know you're a close ally of Donald Trump's. Did you support his comments about Taylor Greene?
Well, I support the president's what he's done for our country. I mean, I support what he's done in 9 months as the leader of our party in our nation. I support what he's done in the past nine and a half months around the world, bringing hostages back to Israel, making sure Iran doesn't have nuclear capability, cutting taxes here, securing the border here, getting men out of women's sports here in the United States. I mean, I support the president who has done what he said he was going to do. That's what I support, and I think the Republicans support that, and I think the country appreciates the leadership from President Trump. I say all the time, I think we make the job of a public official way too complicated. It's pretty basic. What'd you tell the voters you were going to do when you ran for the job? If you get elected, do what you said. President Trump does that better than anyone.
Look, can't disagree with you there, and he has clocked up some amazing achievements, including getting those hostages back and what he's done in Iran. You're right. I just finally want to bring up a new poll from Siena College, which has revealed that only 32% of New York State voters have a favorable view of Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Congressman, it seems like the Democrats holding the government hostage during the shutdown, that didn't do them any favors, did it?
No, and they did that. I mean, we all know why they did that. For 10 years, the one constant for the Democrat Party is to go after President Trump and go after his supporters. I mean, you can go down the whole list of all the, it was spying on his campaign, the Mueller investigation, impeachment 1, impeachment 2, all the lawfare, everything else. So, and then they shut down the government for 43 days. And they said, never mind what that could mean to our U.S. military, what that can mean to air traffic controllers, what that means to our economy, what that means to American families. They said, oh, no, we're going to shut the government down for a month and a half because we think it might hurt the president. Well, that's just crazy. And so it's no wonder that, New Yorkers and people around the country are like, that was a terrible thing for the country. And they're not having, they don't have a great deal of support then for Senator Schumer.
Well, Congressman Jim Jordan, it's been a great pleasure having you on. Hopefully we can speak to you again, and we will keep across that Julie Inman Grant E-Safety Commissioner story.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Superstar footballer Cristiano Ronaldo paid a visit to the White House on Wednesday to attend a presidential dinner alongside Donald Trump and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. MBS and Trump had just had their historic, if controversial, diplomatic meeting in the White House, the royals' first since the murder of Jamal Khashoggi in a Saudi consulate in Turkey in 2018. But the appearance of Ronaldo, who plays for Saudi team Al Nassr, provided some light relief, Trump posting this video of their meeting in the Oval Office. Who knew Trump had such moves? It is amazing what you could do with AI. Trump revealed his guest had earned him street cred with his youngest son.
This room is loaded up with the biggest leaders in the world, business, sports. My son is a big fan of Ronaldo, wherever Ronaldo is here. Ronaldo. And Barron got to meet him, and I think he respects his father a little bit more now, just the fact that I introduced you. So I just want to thank you both for being here. Thank you very much.
It sure helps having a dad in high places.